Coming down from the ages like 5,000, 6,000 years ago, the 5 elements, we also call it Pancha Mahabhut. Regular person who goes to the office and come back by 8:39, he has his dinner at 10:30, and then since next day he has to go to the office, he goes to bed by 11. You have 2 towers or 2 buildings. From here it's north, it sinks in the south. And how will again north again it's originate and go to the south of the second one? So basically what happens is, people used to take the coconut in the hand and they used to roam. With this coconut only many people actually figured out where the water is.
How far this Vastu is scientifically proven now, Mike?
Pseudoscience means something which cannot be proved on paper with sleeping with your head in the north. It is not for the dead, but the thing is very fast your immunity will weaken because you're not getting the complete rest. Cold, cough.
The rented houses, how this Vastu can be checked out? How is Indian Vastu different from this Feng Shui and Wabi Sabi of Japanese and Feng Shui?
They are much different. Be it Kabbalah Vastu, which is also being practiced in Africa. I have a Muslim student of mine. And in our Indian culture, the Kuber and the Feng Shui Laughing Buddha almost have similar appearance. We have the southern India, rich culture temples are there. Is one of the best temple. Why?
3 main topics where if there is any problem in the Vastu, that can be treatable. One is health, second is wealth, and family relationship.
When it comes to Vastu, every organ has some kind of connection with one particular direction. Vastu cannot help you earning money. Vastu can help you think how you can earn money.
Hi Mayank.
Hi.
Thanks for coming to HatkeStory Podcast.
Thank you for inviting me to this stage.
Yeah. So Mayank, today we're gonna discuss about the Vastu because you are a Scientific Vaastu Consultant.
Yes.
I just want to know the details about Vastu and in and outs about the Vastu because we listen a lot about the Vastu actually. So from the scientific angle and everything, like Vastu in 2025, how it gonna be actually.
Okay.
So just wanted to know about it.
Okay. This is all to listen to this. It is a very general question, but yes, it has lot of technicalities and details involved. I'll try to discuss maximum of them here on your stage.
Thank you.
First thing is, what is Vastu?
Yeah.
So Vastu is basically a pseudoscience which helps you to stay in a particular property and do your work. So
Okay.
for residential, you do the activities like sleeping, cooking, resting, or meeting your near and dear ones. And for offices, you do your professional work. For industries, you do the manufacturing industries and factories. So Vastu gives you certain rules.
Okay.
So those rules are like the principle is the 5 elements. That is the base principle. Every activity needs to be done in a particular direction which is suitable on the principle of 5 tattva or 5 elements. We also call it Pancha Mahabhut. So what are those 5 elements? The water, air, fire, space and earth.
Okay.
Now these 5 elements, they have a connection with all 4. One particular element has a connection with all 4.
Okay.
So one particular element, 2 of them will be supportive, 2 of them will be anti. Now say for example water, we all know, and water is anti to fire because they cannot sustain each other at the same time. If the water is more, it will turn off the fire. If the fire is more, it will evaporate the water.
Okay.
So both cannot sustain altogether. Now similarly, certain directions are as per these elements. Now water activity cannot be done in the direction of fire.
Okay.
This is the simplest thing I can explain you and with your channel to the audiences. Now say what we commonly say Agneyam or Agni. Now that is southeast.
Okay.
Generally, you know about this. We have fire activities in this direction.
Yeah. So this kitchen.
In house we have the kitchen. Water activity you cannot have in the direction of fire. Water activity, I mean to say, for example, swimming pool or storage of water or having a water fountain. These activities are restricted in fire directions and vice versa. Kitchen cannot be built up in the direction of water, that is towards the northern sides.
Okay.
So once this happens, anti things happen, there the Vastu or things lacks. So Vastu says doing the right activity in the right direction. That is Vastu.
Okay.
And over the year, how Vastu has come up to us, this is not something which we consultants have developed about something. All the rules and the bases are written already in some certain kind of books.
Okay.
We call them Upanishads or Granthas. How those learned people concluded the Vastu is they observed certain patterns, and through meditation they figured out that this particular direction they feel warm. In some particular direction they felt stability. In certain directions they felt like your mind does the churning.
Okay.
Sitting in certain directions you get new opportunities, or spending time in certain directions you feel cold or cool kind of behavior. So that is how they analyze. They made some analyze some patterns, noted down, and then finally gave us the Vastu.
Okay.
So it is the Adhyatmic connection that they had. So coming to 2025, what you have asked me. So coming down from the ages like 5,000, 6,000 years ago, lots and lots of things have changed in terms of constructions and architecture.
Yeah.
So whatever rules were written earlier, all those sectioning in the house or office or factories we don't have we were not there at that time. What we have now.
Yeah.
For example, now we have the libraries. Now we have the home theater room. Now we have the toilets which is inside your premises. Earlier the kitchens used to be outside in the veranda. In the houses or in the constructed part, they generally had rooms.
Okay.
Majorly.
Yeah.
But now within a room you have lot many things. You have the attached washroom, you have the attached balcony, a bed is there, TV is there, sometimes a luxurious room, then you have the storages as well as the bigger almirahs, mirrors, and even sometimes refrigerators. So many things have come up as per the requirement. So now I would say it is the Vastu people are compromising because of the space. The builder wants to fit everything within the space. Now suppose it is a 3 BHK or a 4 BHK setup. Now 4 BHK setup means a minimum every room will have kind of a washroom and maybe one kitchen and then a lobby area and multiple balconies. So balconies are always good on the northern and the eastern sides. But now what we are observing, many of them are giving balconies in the western and the southern sides. So just to have the view with the master bedroom, outside view, this is where the Vastu is being compromised.
Got it.
So many of the architects, many of the interior designers, and many of the builders also don't know how exactly to fit in the Vastu within your confined spaces. But still, many people, they are coming up to this platform. They are giving the knowledge, and many people these days are aware of this subject, and slowly they are trying to bring things as per the Vastu in their premises.
Mayank, up to my knowledge, actually, Vastu is all about magnetism, air, and light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
These three are the major constraints of
Major
Vastu.
constraints, I would not say, but yes, prime constraints.
Yeah. So now, as you were already telling about the recent constructions, now in these high-rise apartments and all, there is a blockage of sunlight, and there is a restriction of a flow of ventilation also.
Air ventilation. Yes.
Air ventilation also, right?
Yes.
So now, how these older Vastu tips, basically, like I should not say older Vastu tips, basically, which have originated in the ancient days,
yes,
which are applicable in those constructions actually.
Yes.
How these are applicable now in these high-rise buildings actually?
Okay. Earlier, the constructions were like in farmlands, generally in the farmlands, where you have ample space throughout your constructed property.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, because of the shortage of the spaces, and we have the culture of high-rise towers. I tell you one more thing. In the market, what is there is people, the sellers are selling the east-facing houses at higher prices, and people, I don't know why, but it is in the market is there. The myth is there that south-facing things should be avoided.
Yeah, south facing shouldn't be
purchased. Or
purchased.
it should be the least preference. That is what people think. Now I tell you the truth. When you're taking an east facing flat, for example, now east facing means you have just outside your main door, you'll be having a corridor.
Yeah.
And opposite to that, there may be a west facing house.
Yeah.
When you purchase the east facing house, majority of your balconies and the open areas will be in the south or the western side or the southern side.
Or southern side.
Majorly in the western side or the southern side. Now Vastu says that there should be less openings or minimum or no openings in the southern and the western sides.
What is the why?
Why? See, from east and north, two kind of energies originate.
Okay.
Jaivik and the pranic energies.
Okay.
Or we can say the magnetic energy and the organic energy. Magnetic energy originates from the north and sinks in the south.
Okay.
Sink. And the organic energy originates from the east and sink in the west.
Okay.
So from where the energy is originating, you must have bigger space to welcome that energy. But in case you have openings on the other side where the energies are sinking, your property will not be properly able to absorb those energies and those energies will bypass. So that is the reason it is always good to have more spaces in the eastern side and the northern side. Western and the southern side should always have some kind of blockages. And coming to my fact, what I was saying about people who are purchasing east facing flats, so they are compromising on this particular principle of Vastu.
Okay.
People who come to me to if they want to select any property, I always tell them that in case it is a flat, always go for south facing or a west facing flat. What will happen is you will get more openings or
On
bigger
the
openings in the
east and
eastern and the
north.
northern side.
Yeah. If it is west facing, actually, like we will have on the east
Yes.
facing of this.
And people end up paying more
Yeah.
for the east facing property because people demand, so the seller takes advantage of this
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
But people are not seeing that from the east you are not getting any kind of ventilation or the sunlight,
Okay.
basically. So Vastu actually works on the principle of the movement of the sun. Right from 5:30 or 6 in the morning, the sun rises from the east. If you go to the previous days, people used to get up with the first ray of the sunlight. They used to start their work activity. They used to go to the field, water it, come back, get ready, breakfast done. By the time the sun was directly in the afternoon, sun was directly above your head, people used to take a little nap. After that, they used to complete the rest of the work. By 6:30, they used to come back. When the sun totally sets down, they used to have their dinners and all these things done, and then they used to sleep. And the cycle goes this way only.
Yeah.
But now the things have changed. People get up around 7, 8, or 9, whatever it is, as per
Yeah.
the requirement. By the time they get up, the sun is already above their head.
Yeah. True.
So things have changed.
Things have
The
changed.
priorities have
Work life,
changed. The work
has
life has
changed.
changed.
Yeah.
So because of that also Vastu has also changed. Now see again, people, a regular person who goes to the office and come back by 8:39, he has his dinner at 10:30, and then since next day he has to go to the office, he goes to bed by 11. So having dinner at 10 and going 11, you don't have the time to digest. So that is the reason health issues have come up.
Yeah.
So if you are following rituals as per the nature, if you're following the routine as per the nature, your Vastu definitely helps you. And I tell you through this stage to my audiences, Vastu works with two principles. One, whatever structure you have, wherever you're staying, that is one principle where everything originates. Second thing originates here. Now say you are a person who are a businessman and you are a startup. You will look forward to only things which is helpful for your startup. You will not consider other things. What's happening with other person who is doing a job or doing a settled business. Your concentration will be, I need to have the best of the team and I need to have a business stable and I need to grab more clients. This is where it starts. You will not be paying attention to what is happening in the household. So whatever we think, we attract that. They are also the second time things of Vastu starts. If you attract things like, by cheating you have to achieve something, you will going that path only. If you want, no, I want to go as per the rules, as per the norms, being a good citizen, I have to obey to the laws and do my work. You'll be following that path only. So Vastu works in two ways. One, what you are attracting with your mind. Second, what you have in your in your surroundings. So both these things works. So everything, I would say, now say for example how Vastu works. Even if you have, say for example, north, which is giving you opportunities. Mentally you don't want opportunities. So what will Vastu do? But if you are hungry for opportunities, somehow you are activating the energies of the north with your mind. When you will be craving for more opportunities, more clients, or someone who is about to get married, they want a good profile. Someone who is looking forward to job, they want a new good job. So you are attracting the energies of that particular direction. If that direction in your house is as per Vastu, you will get the results as soon as possible. But you have defect in that particular direction, then the results are delayed. Everyone is getting everything sooner or later. Those who are getting sooner, their Vastu is absolutely fine. Those who are getting it delayed, or those who are getting it when they don't need, there is what we can say the Vastu is actually
Working
is
for
a
them.
big issue.
Mayank, actually, I want to play a role of both a person who love to know more about the Vastu and also a person who contradicts Vastu, basically. I mean to say, like, who only sees the scientific angle and want to know the reality check of the Vastu. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. See, in the olden days, according to my knowledge and my research, actually, I got to know that Vastu is majorly only for the ground floor. Basically, the houses which are on the ground floor, directly on the earth. And in the olden days, only the king used it to stay on the first floor, actually.
Higher floors.
Right, higher floors, basically. In that day, like first or second floor, that's it. So now, as we have all the Vastu related things, actually, like, all the directions or Vastu related rules in the ground floor only, how these rules are applicable in, like now 20, 30, 40 floor buildings, actually.
Yeah.
And I also got to know that, like, each floor has some Vastu rules, floor wise also.
Yes.
How does this work, actually? And why these rules has come floor wise also?
Actually, it hasn't come. We would say when we do the analysis, then we do each floor wise analysis.
Okay.
I tell you the story behind this, what you are talking about.
Mhm.
Yes, to some extent you are right. Earlier people generally used to have bigger spaces, so they constructed only the ground floors. And that time people didn't have the technology also to build high rise buildings. It was way costly also for them at that time. But yes, kings' palaces, they had multi floors, maybe 2, 3, 4, or and more. And many of the palaces that you see generally are on hilltops, so that you get a security from
Yeah.
around. So yes, you're right. The kings used to live on higher floors generally, and commoners, they used to generally live on the ground floor.
Ground floor.
But since fashion of high-rise buildings have come up, now the Vastu, when you analyze the Vastu, it is not like you only analyze the Vastu of the ground floor. Every individual floor, every individual flat, you will check it individually.
Okay.
The Vastu has to be checked individually. On the floor where your flat is, that can be a separate thing. Or if it is a project where there are 4 to 5 towers, where in which direction your tower is lying, that can be a separate thing. Suppose it is in the eastern side, this kind of tower out of the whole project, this kind of tower people will be fond of having more connections and socialization. If your tower is in the southeast, people will be more money minded,
Okay.
aggressive and money minded.
Okay.
So if they don't channelize their energy of aggression, then they may have more of anger issues. But if they utilize that energy well into something constructive, they can achieve a lot of finances and backup.
Okay.
If your tower is in the southwest, people will definitely gain more of stability in every phase of life. They will attain it sooner or later. That will be main target. If your tower is in the western side, so there people will have lots of profits in their life, day-to-day life.
Okay.
So whatever they do, they'll get more profits. There are high chances of getting more profits. Even what they say, kind of even if they speak like an advice to someone, that advice will be beneficial. So it won't.
Okay.
I'm not talking about only the monetary benefits, overall benefits. Whatever activity they do, it will be overall benefit. Say for example, you are going to some government office to submit an application. Generally, what happens sometimes, you tend to miss out some documents or formalities. So the one who is in the west, his attempts will be minimum to submit an application. And all. He will ensure that before going, everything is there with him. Those who are if the tower is in the northwest, there people will get lots and lots of support from the society, from the family, or whomever they expect.
Okay.
Suppose it's a hardcore businessman who does retailing, so he will get support from his suppliers, from his wholesalers, from his clients, or even if he has some business fraternity, they all will be supporting him.
Yeah. Why?
Why?
Why they will?
Because these directions have certain characteristics. Now, for example, just imagine you are in a school, and for your class, every class is not conducted in your particular class. For every subject, you have to go to different classes. For physics, you have to go some different class. For mathematics, go to different class. Or for English, go to different class. This is same thing as per Vastu. Every direction has some peculiarity, some characteristic. If you want to enhance or gain that characteristic, you need to ensure that that particular direction is balanced as per Vastu. Like as I said, for more opportunities and incoming money that you want to earn, the north is the direction.
That is true, actually. So the class example which you said, like that is vice versa. Actually, teacher comes to the class and goes. Different teachers.
No, that's what
Students
I'm saying.
will remain in the same
I
class.
already said that. Imagine for each and every
Okay,
class, you have to shift to some other classes.
So
Also, for example, even if you're, as per your example, what you took, suppose you're a science student, and for biological practicals, you have to go to different lab.
Okay.
For physics practical, you have to go to different lab. For chemistry practical, you have to go to different lab. For physical education period, you have to go to the ground. For lunch, you have to go to the canteen. So you cannot have tiffin in the bio lab.
Got it. So actually, like these characteristics of each direction, who has defined these directions?
In the very first question, as I said, when the ancient sages or the learned person, they observed these patterns.
Okay.
Sitting or spending time in particular direction in multiple properties, they figure out that yes, this works. Getting more opportunities, or getting more connections in the society, building up society, or getting more money. Or sometimes the negative also happens. Like there is a direction where if you spend more time, you start feeling depressed.
Okay.
There's a particular direction, if you start spending more time, lots of mental churning happens, which is not required. I mean, more than required.
Okay.
It happens. Then there is a direction where expenditures and losses also happens. So certain positive and negative, all kind of directions are there. So totally, I would like to say here, in total, there are not 8 directions. There are 16 directions.
Okay.
8 plus 8.
Oh.
So a major 8 directions.
Yeah.
North, east, south, and west,
yeah.
and the diagonal directions northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. But there are directions in between these directions also. One direction each. So between east and southeast, there is east of southeast.
Okay.
Between north and northeast, there is north of northeast.
Oh.
So this way, one direction each in between.
Okay.
So 16 directions. Now imagine every direction has an attribute or a characteristic. So 16 directions have 16 different attributes or characteristics.
Okay.
So now, when it comes to the modern Vastu, now if anyone comes to us, so how we analyze the Vastu is, of course, we go to the property and check. But for us, the map is very much important. Point number 1. Point number 2, the exact angle of the north is very much important. Generally, what people say is, if there is a property, the middle part is north, the corners are northeast and northwest, right? Generally, what happens? If it is east facing, so east will be in the middle, southeast will be here, and northeast will be here in the corners. But that is the wrong assumption. This is where the many Vastu analysts or consultants, they fail to get the results or deliver relief to the clients, because they take a very generic kind of situation. Your east or north can be on the diagonal part. It is not necessary that your house, which is constructed, it is on exact 0 and 180 axis. If it is tilted 45 degree, then you have to check north as per the tilted north only. Now, say for example, you got some issue in your hand, on the palm, but you are applying it on your wrist. Will that work? No. Wherever your wrist is, wherever your palm is, you have to apply the ointment in the palm only. So, for example, if the north is tilted at 45 degrees and you have to work on the north as per Vastu, then wherever is the exact north, you have to apply there only, not in the generic case where generally the centers are taken east, west, north, and south. No. So, how you have to figure it out is check or figure out where is the center of the property.
Like
we call it
Brahmastan, right?
An estimated center you will get.
Yeah.
Now from there, hold a compass and then you see where exactly your directions are. If it is 0, 180 axis, it will show in the middle. The north is there. But if it is tilted, any degree, if it is tilted, you will get to know, okay, how much it is tilted. With that only, you may have to do the analysis and figuring out the 16 directions as per that.
Okay.
That is what many of the consultants are doing, wrong analysis, and then they fail. And that is how people then, or the clients who are taking these services, they say that these sciences doesn't work. Many of them are still working on it, but majority of them, they don't know. They just take the basic model that center is the north, diagonals are northeast and northwest.
Okay.
So that is a wrong notion.
So previously we were telling about, like, to the southeast we need to have kitchen. These all things, right?
Yes.
So now we have two societies, A and B. Okay. So A is here. To its southeast we have
another society, B.
Okay. So how, like, according to the whole two societies land and width, to its southeast it is there, right?
Yes.
For example, there are two societies, A and B. As you said previously, like the magnetic field which raises from north to south, right? A and B are there. It is in the north and it is to its south. So the magnetic field raises from this north to that south, right? So how come this stops in between this south? And again, how come a north from north again, how it starts?
Okay.
Not only for the magnetic
very well
field.
asked this question. Again, those who are Vastu enthusiasts, they often ask me this question. You have two towers or two buildings. From here, it's north, it sinks in the south. And how will, again, north, again, it's originate and go to the south of the second one. So basically what happens is, this now we have to talk about Vastu Purush. Okay. Now Vastu Purush is an entity which is there in each and every constructed part. Not the open land, the constructed part. The moment a building during construction, the walls rises and you have the ceiling, then that means the construction is done. The Vastu Purush existence comes into play.
So for
each and every
building or room,
or a flat or anything, it comes into action. So Vastu Purush energy from north it originates, and to the south of the Vastu Purush it ends. So every energy has separate role. Every building has separate role. Okay. So for example, on the ground floor, you have 2000 square feet. Above that you have 1000 square feet. Above that you have 500 square feet. Say for example this way. So it doesn't matter whatever the size is. Whatever is for example, the ground floor 2000, wherever is the north of the Vastu Purush, it will originate from there and it will sink in the south of the Vastu Purush of the ground floor. So it is separate energies, entities which is originating and sinking.
Okay. So Vastu Purush actually like the head is towards.
Vastu Purush basically, I'll tell you about how you can figure out about the Vastu Purush layout is. His head is always towards the northeast.
Towards the northeast, yeah.
And feet is always towards the southwest.
Yeah.
And he is looking towards the ground. He's not looking towards the sky. He's looking
Okay.
towards the ground. So the right elbow and the right knee will be on the southeast. Left elbow and left knee will be towards the northwest. So with Vastu Purush, how you can take advantage of this knowledge is you and your house, they're both as lively as possible. They are both. If suppose there are many cases where you have some medical issues and doctor says they're not able to detect anything. Okay. Now your head, if you're having regular migraine issues, something in the northeast will definitely be there, which is a Vastu defect. Now what could it be? For example, nails, which are not required. Or certain very heavy object you've put in the northeast. Heavy object which is not required, you have just put it in the northeast. Now northeast, as I say, is the head of the Vastu Purush.
Okay.
So wherever you are feeling the pain, you can look into that particular direction as per the Vastu Purush. Suppose you're having a lot of pain in your arm muscle. Look on the right hand side, say for example, right. Look towards the southeast. If there is something, suppose, or if you have, suppose you have movement issue in your right hand, quite possible, not sure, quite possible there may be some door in the southeast which is having issue in opening and closing. You have to figure out
basically which part wise actually you can check.
yes, part wise, your body and your house, they're all lively to each other. Now say for example, kidney's major role is to filter out the liquids. Okay, same activity in our house is being done by the filter. So if your filter is in a wrong direction, say it is in the direction of disposal, your kidneys will definitely will have issues sooner or later.
According to Vastu Purush also, the center grid is open. Basically in the olden days we have
it used to be open,
right?
Yes.
But now like in that case actually in this current houses we don't have open at all.
No.
Then how come Vastu Purush get in compliant with this?
Okay, yeah, it's a good question. And I'll tell you, there is a fact also I tell you here. Olden days, Vastu, the center or the Brahmasthan used to be open, and generally people used to have open angan, or that you have to that people used to place tulsi.
Yeah, tulsi basically in the center according to the Vastu.
Exactly in the center.
Yeah,
but you will not find this trend in the palaces. The tulsi will be somewhere in some sides, but center of the palace you will not find this situation. The thing is, your center must always be covered. It should not be open.
Okay.
In case it remains open, you will be controlled. Now the king always wanted the commoners to be controlled by the king and his kingdom, and or the people who are in the his courtyards, the courtmen. The king, they spread the news like, if you keep your center part open, it will be good for you. But it is not actually good for the commoners. It is good for the king. He could have a good control on the people. Okay, so this was a myth. Nowadays, I mean, say let's go 50 years behind. In Mumbai and all this area, say for example, you have there are some chawls where you have three-sided construction. One side you get the opening and the center is generally open.
Yes.
Now people use that for walking or any kind of activity. Yes. There I would say still you will be controlled and you will never be able to reach on the top. So nowadays the construction that is happening where the centers are being covered, you have the opportunity to actually grow more than your capability or even you can think of. Just imagine people who are just coming up from very low backgrounds and they are attaining high heights in their careers. How is that possible? Because of this. Earlier, not everyone used to be a hero. People were very busy in their odd jobs or regular jobs like farming and all, whatever used to do. They should lead that simple life. But the kings, you never thought someone else would come and become a king. The dynasty always, the family things always happen. But now I think anyone can come up and rise, take the control of the society, be it any profession.
But according to the health wise, actually, when you have that open yards or something, we have like sunlight, airflow, and everything.
Yes, that is a benefit, I would say. That is the benefit, but it shouldn't be there. Okay. Your center should never be open. It should have some kind of covering. You can have a heighted thing where you have ventilation and then a covering. That is okay. Still, you will have some light from the surroundings and air ventilation. But it should be covered, you shouldn't keep it open.
How far this Vastu is scientifically proven now, Mayank?
So, okay, in the very first question I have said this is a pseudoscience.
Yeah, you said pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience means something which cannot be proved on paper with theorems.
Uh-huh.
Generally, every aspect of science can be proved as per theorem. Pseudosciences means you can only feel it, you can observe it, feel it, and go with that. Generally, so Vastu is a pseudoscience. Now, okay, we have in the modern days we are using scientific techniques to figure out Vastu. We use certain charts, we use certain maps, we use certain tools also these days to figure out the energy. But still, so far, this we cannot prove it on paper that this has to be the reason always. Generally, what we do is we take the floor plan. As per the north degree of that flat, we divide into 16 equal directions. Every house we divide into 16 equal directions. But if you're having, say, financial crunch, if someone is having financial crunch, we will look into the southeast. That is our first priority. But other houses who are having same financial crunch need not necessarily because of southeast. There can be other reasons. There can be, but majorly we look into certain directions. Then only we say, okay, yeah, this is the direction where you are having the issues. You work out on this, and you can achieve results. But still, we don't have any theorems where we can say that okay, this is because of this particular thing only. There can be multiple reasons for a particular. For example, conceiving. Very common these days. This issue has come up. Conceiving. Generally, what happens is an activity where one effort needs to be converted into another effort. The activity between the parents has to be converted into a life of a child. Now, the women is not able to conceive. Sometimes we also get to know that both the parents are medically fit. Still, they are not able to conceive. Now, there are particular directions for that. So, southeast again is also the direction of conversion of deals. Now, suppose you have a plan to set up a factory. You have all the resources, but if your southeast is not balanced as per Vastu, you will never be able to start. It is the direction of ignition. You have a vehicle, but suppose the battery is down or the fuel is not there, you won't be able to start the vehicle. That is southeast. So conceiving is also somehow related to southeast, beside money or starting of anything. But this is one of the direction. Second direction is southwest. That is the direction of relationships, and also the direction of pitras, our ancestors, pitras who are no more with us. So until unless we have the blessings of pitras, they say that our family will not be able to enjoy these lively things like having marriage in the house, someone who's about to get married. So marriage delays. Then conceiving delays happens, or people are not able to live with each other in a happy way. Then another direction I would say is east of northeast. That means the direction between east and northeast. So that again is a direction of energy called prajanya. We have named that term energy as prajanya. The prajanya gives us the characteristics of fertilization. So if that particular direction is compliant as per Vastu, women will not have issues in terms of conceiving. So many times we ask people to put fertilizer over there, even gobar, cow dung, as a natural fertilizer. That can be kept over there to enhance the energy of that or the power of that energy. So it cannot be because of one particular reason. A problem cannot be because of one particular direction. It can be a combination of multiple directions.
As previously you said about that scientific tools, I will ask about that. But before that, you were telling about that sleeping direction, these things, right?
Okay.
Sleeping number. Yeah. I got to know, like in my research, like we people say that you should not sleep towards the north. Yama stand, but the scientific thing is like you have to sleep towards south because our body has a magnetic field and north to south. Unlike if it is unlike poles, it is okay. If it is repels, like we will have this health effects in a long run. That is one main reason actually. That is the reason dead people
are made to have their heads in
towards the north, right?
So see, scientifically it is not proven that our head has a north. People have a theory that our head is a north and the earth's north shouldn't be in the same size because it repels. And if we go the opposite way, our feet is in the north and our head is in the south, so the magnetic energy channelizes, proper channelizes. It hasn't been proven scientifically. Okay, but I tell you what happens is in our blood we have the iron. Now the thing is, when we have the feet towards the south and head towards the north, sorry, opposite, when we have the head towards the south and the feet towards the north, what happens is through the magnetic energy, when you are resting, sleeping, the iron particles, they get aligned when you're sleeping in the blood. Okay, the iron particles get aligned. When they get aligned, your body completes the rest part. The resting happens actually.
Okay.
That reason can be taken into consideration. Now, when the opposite happens, what will happen is, suppose you're sleeping with your head in the north. It is not for the dead, but the thing is, very fast your immunity will weaken because you're not getting the complete rest. And then it will start with, cold, cough, and all this thing. It will start, and then it may create some other body health issues.
Got it.
So that can be a one particular scientific reason.
Okay, got it.
Other than this, and we Indians, we respect the sun, we pray to the sun, we treat it as a god. That is the reason. This is another direction where we don't want to keep the feet towards the rising sun.
Okay.
So that is the reason we Indians, we always tend to have our feet in the west. If it is a east and west alignment, so the head in the north and west, feet in the west, so that we do not welcome the sun with our feet.
Head in the east.
Yeah. So you do not welcome the sun with the feet in the east.
Got it.
Head should be in the east.
So you were telling about the scientific tools. Do we have any kind of scientific tools now?
Yes. So tools we have figured out recently, but before that also people use tools. I tell you, natural tools.
Oh.
So, God has given us with some indicators. Okay, we know the nadis. We know the nadi, nostril, the airflow.
Okay.
So you have the left nadi of the Ingla and the Pingla and the Ida nadi, and one is the Sushumna nadi when both the nostrils are open. So it is said that the left nostril is for the moon, right nostril is for the sun. So when your left nostril is open, you must work which doesn't need physical attention, physical working. And when you have the sun, the right nostril working or majorly working, at that time you shouldn't be sitting and doing decision making jobs. At that time you should be out on the field and do the physical work.
Okay.
Be it gymming or walking, whatever you want. And when both the nostrils are open, that means you don't have any issue taking or releasing the breath. At that time you should not be taking any decision or you should refrain from doing any important work. That is a good time for you to meditate. That is a good time for you where you can connect with the supreme authority. This is a natural indicator God has given us. Now, Ayurvedic doctors, you must have seen, they used to check the pulse here or here. Three things are there. So basically there are three pulse modes. So Rajasic, Sattvic and Tamasic. Because as per these three classifications, our body also has phases and the diseases. Now these are the natural indicators. Now when we go into some new property for the selection purpose, we check. After spending 5 or 10 minutes, we check if our nadi has changed, nostril has changed, or if this has changed. At a time, any two will be active. One will be majorly active, one will be minorly active. If there is a switch, we get to know, okay, if it is suitable for residences or commercial, or maybe spots like open grounds or storages, warehouses, we get to know. Another indicator which people used is coconuts. People used to take the coconut in the hand and they used to roam. With this coconut only, many people actually figured out where the water is in the land, or in case there is some hidden treasure. The thing is, people used to give an intent to the coconut and they request the coconut to give us an indication, and then the coconut gives us the indication. This happens when you have really good meditative mind. You're able to control to some extent. Now we have certain tools, scientific tools. Say for example, we have a pendulum, we have Y rods, we have L rods bolke hai. So these rods you must have seen people holding one single rod with a Y shape, and they hold it, and that rod goes either ahead or it comes back. Okay. When you hold it, it is a Y-shaped rod. So the two handles you hold it, and the center part, it either comes ahead or it comes down. Okay. Or when you hold it this way, this rod is here. So the rod can rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So you basically give an intent to these rods, and then it takes the feedback from the nature and give you a response.
Basically, that rod, when you were telling magnetic.
Nothing. It is magnetic. No, it's not magnetic. It is a symbol. It can be a brass material, it can be aluminum material, or it can be a steel material, or even copper material. So
then, when we hold it, obviously, it will not move, right?
No, there is a movement. The rods are slender, sleek. So it won't fall out of your hands, but the movement can be there, coming up and coming down. That can be possible. Similarly for L-shaped rod, it is like this and this. So when you hold it from here, the bigger length has rotation axis. It can, whenever you point out towards particular direction, so it can go either clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So these rods actually help to figure out the energy of a particular area or energy of overall land space.
So this energy actually, will it be on open lands or else will it be
It will be in
developed?
every kind of land. Yeah, some of the lands, the energy might be exhausted, but some indication will definitely be there. The magnitude of the energy can be higher or lower. If it is lower, then we get to know, okay, the energy needs to be boosted over here. If it is very high, then that energy needs to be controlled. If it is okay types, the one which we need for our purpose, be it industry, residential, commercial, then we tell our clients, okay, this is suitable and you can go ahead with your construction part.
Mike, this is regarding the water, bores, and these things actually. So, when in many of the constructions, actually, like, according to the Vastu, you should have a bore towards the north or east, right? So, we have this water surveyors and who
Yes.
tells that, okay, here it is more feasible for a bore, you will get water.
Yes.
In case, actually, if that technically tells that you will get water in the south or else west, in that case, how come Vastu will be compliant or else like will they like face any kind of issues?
Okay, yeah. This has been a recent case where one of my client, they said that the water borewell they were having towards the northern and eastern northeast part, the water level somehow dipped. They were not getting the ample water, and the water surveyor came down to their space, analyzed, and they said that towards the southwest, the water can there's an ample water, so you can take the water from there. And then what they did is they connected one pipe from the southwest boring to the northeast boring, and then from the northeast the building is utilizing the water.
That is then mentally only, but physically there is a bore in the
Physically there is a bore
Yeah.
in the southwest. So without telling me, they got it done. I mean, my client's father got it done. So my when I was asked to visit that space, and I figured out that this is one of the biggest thing they have done. And for the audiences, I would also like to say that when you have you're digging in the southwest, it is equivalent to digging a grave.
Is it?
Southwest is so crucial in terms of getting down the floor level. So crucial. Southwest should always be at a higher height, or at least at par, but it should never be lower than the whatever your floor level is. And digging is never ever recommended. Never ever. Generally, digging here gives untimely deaths, or it affects the males, especially the person who is actually taking care of the whole household, majorly the earning members. It affects them to a greater extent, and it basically dilutes your stability. So anything which is going lower than the surface is considered as water element, and water element is anti in the southern sides, be it south, be it southeast, or be it southwest. So so what I asked them, I gave them certain solution. The good part was that they got it digged outside their house. It was not within their house premises, outside the house they got it done. So we gave them certain remedies, but we have asked them, this is not 100% you will get benefit out of this. So in case you have some other alternative, get it done. Otherwise, you change the premises. Now this is the bigger issue. I tell you two more things associated with this point what you have raised. One is people, it is always good to have the boring underground water tank or the submersible in the northern side, the eastern side, or the northeast, because those are water directions, and having digging in these directions is always favorable as per Vastu. Now people, what they do is lift. Traditional lift has a pit. People, what they do is they think lift is a heavy kind of thing. So many of them I've seen, they've given the lift in the southern sides because of the weight thing. But with the weight, you have two more things. One is the pit. Second thing, the space where the lift is going up and down. That shaft, that belongs to air element. So air element and water element both are empty in the southwest or the southern sides. So lift is never ever recommended there. In case someone doesn't have the space, then I recommend them to have the capsule lift or the hydraulic lift where you don't need to have a pit. Another mistake what people do is just thinking that water being stored in a large quantity in the overhead water tank, they construct it in the southwest. You are storing something that is supportive, but what you are storing, that is a matter. Water is not supportive in the southwest, so generally people face heart issues. Those who are having southwest water tank, overhead water tanks. So we always recommend to have water tanks in the western sides.
Water, they feel that
Overhead
that's a
water
heavy
tanks. Yeah,
element.
yeah. Of course, a lot of water is being stored, but water is anti in that direction. So one must always construct overhead water tanks in the western parts. The west, the northwest, these both are suitable because it supports water element also and it supports storage element also. So they should always be. And the lifts, if it is having the pit, it should always be in the northern side or the eastern sides. This will help people a lot in terms of the stability. Otherwise, people have started facing financial issues or financial crunch or a financial burden where people tend to have loans, or sometimes the worst part what I have also seen is people tend to run away from the city. They fled away because they got a lot of financial crunch and debts. People are coming and knocking their doors, so they had to leave and they ran away.
So this is all, for example, now in the rented houses, we will not construct that. We don't have access to the construction and
Construction of
everything,
civil
right?
work, yes.
So now in the rented houses, how this Vastu can be checked actually, like, in Hyderabad, it
Okay.
is quite difficult to get a home itself, a rented home.
Phone itself,
So
yes,
how can
yes.
we, and make sure Vastu is compliant?
Vastu is compliant. Okay. There are certain techniques where without even doing civil work, you can actually treat. Now, this implies to people who are owning the houses or even if they're renting the houses. For example, if the toilet task is to flush off, and suppose the toilet is in any direction which is profitable in life. Say, for example, in north, which gives us money and opportunity. Having toilet in the north direction will flush off your opportunities or will reduce down the opportunities, and slowly your earning capacity also goes down because you feel the client has the number of client who used to come up to your product or services, they reduces. Okay. Now toilet, it without actually shifting the toilet to some other place, you can treat it as it is. Except northeast, the toilet everywhere toilet can be treated. Northeast toilet is actually the worst selection. Okay. Now north, as I was saying, as you asked me about the rented spaces. So for example, the toilet is in the north and they want to get it treated. So what they can do is the WC commode, just around the commode, superficially, that means just on the floor, they can put a particular tape or a paint 6 centimeter wide. A particular color will be there as per the direction. Now say for example, the northern sides, we can use the blue colors. People can Google it and easily find out Vastu tape or Vastu paint around the toilet. Then in the eastern sides, you can use the green colors. In the southeast side, you can use the red colors. Southwest side, you can use the yellow colors. And if it is in the western sides, you can use the white colors. If the toilet, so as I said, there is a direction which leads to losses, and that direction is also responsible for disposal. So if you have toilet in that disposal direction, so right activity in the right direction, there you don't need anything, any remedy. It is the right activity in the right direction. There is a direction there is a direction of depression. So you can have the toilet in the depression direction. Of course, that also will remove the direction from people's life.
Okay.
But other than that, there are good directions. So if you have toilet over there, that can be treated. Same goes with the entrance. Suppose your entrance is not in the right direction. Except southwest, every entrance can be treated.
Okay.
So same, just at the threshold. Coming to the entrances. Now let me tell you, 32 different entrances are possible in any particular property.
32.
32. 8 in each direction. Whatever your space is, divide all the sides into 8 directions each. 8 divisions. So 8 into 4, 32 possibilities are. Out of this 32 divisions, only 8 divisions are good. So rest 24 are bad. So chances of having a good direction or entrance is only 25%. Rest are all, except southwest entrance, any other entrance can be treated. Now since you have asked me for the people who are on rental space, suppose you come out that you get to know your entrance is wrong. With the help of same metal strip or a tape or a paint, you can actually treat that a wrong entrance. So rather than shifting the entrance somewhere else and spending a lot, you can do this activity with product worth just rupees like 200, 300. Simple. You don't have to do any civil work. You don't have to call a person who is specialized into this. Then in apartments these days it's very difficult. They don't allow you to make any changes externally. Internally you can have, but externally, even internally, suppose you want to shift a toilet from one place to another, how much it will cost you? Somewhere around 1 lakh to 3 lakhs depending on your taste.
Yeah, it won't be possible also.
It won't
in
be
the
possible
high
because of the
construction,
pipelines
because
and all these things.
no, actually these constructions itself, it is like my one technology and we cannot do that.
You
actually.
cannot do that. But there are certain techniques with which you can treat these wrong entrances, wrong toilets, or these kind of things. Suppose, for example, if you're sleeping in the wrong direction, sometimes just changing the direction works.
Okay.
You don't have to go for those high-end remedies. Yeah, there are a lot many Vastu consultants. Rather than giving the remedies, they want to sell off their products.
Okay.
We don't encourage such thing. Whatever is required in the best and cheap, best and pocket-friendly, do that remedy. Get the result. No need of going for high-end remedy. Secondly, simply putting some colors in particular direction can help. I tell you, with this color, Hyderabad, as you have talked to me, there is one common peculiarity in terms of constructions of houses, be it individual or flats. People consider, I don't know, they consider northeast entrance is one of the best entrances. Then in the kitchen, generally, I think it might be in your house also, the countertop where you place your burner, that countertop will be of black marble. Although the kitchen will be in southeast, but the countertop will be either grey or black marble. Do you have?
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what exactly the problem is. Then they think that northwest you can have a toilet. Northwest you can have a toilet, and another, suppose it's a 3 BHK setup. Generally, you get to see toilet in the north. Generally, okay. I tell you what the problem is. Northeast entrance, of course, it gives you money, but it also gives you debts. Sometimes accidents also or thefts. A little towards northeast, right? A little right towards the northeast. Northeast generally you get around 45 degrees. So when you go little towards 60 degrees. There, if you have an entrance 55 to 60 degrees, that is one of the good entrances. So for the audiences, I would like to tell that if you are having entrance, when you check from the center, if your entrance is exactly in the east, exact west, exact north, and exact south, those are good entrances. Diagonal directions are never good to have an entrance. So northeast entrance needs a treatment. Secondly, that I talked about the kitchen part. Now, kitchen, if it is in the southeast, that belongs to fire element. The cooking activity is right over there. But the black color countertop, black color represents water element. Southeast attribute is fire, maintenance of cash liquidity, and conversion of deals. So eventually when people start staying in such houses, then what happens is these things gets compromised. Slowly your client conversion will stop. People will come to your shop or office, they will take the note of your deal and then they won't purchase. Cash liquidity, you won't be able to mint. Secondly, if you have money to be collected from the market, collection will not happen. Another issue that you get to see these days is with the kitchen you have a outer lobby or a balcony that is majorly used for kitchen utensils washing or washing of clothes. If it is manual washing of clothes, that is okay, but you have a washing machine there in the southeast part, that is creating an issue. Why? There's a logical reason. Washing machine, how it does this, turns the clothes to and fro. It spins it. So either it is clockwise, anti-clockwise movement. Now south is the direction of money being maintained, but how your mentality will also go this way. Shall I invest here or invest there? If you have money, you won't be able to hold back. People who want to give you the money, whatever you want to collect from the market, people will think to give you, but something happens, they divert it there. They again delay. So washing machine again is playing a major role in the southeast or south direction. If the by chance the washing machine comes in south, then you have to have compromised on your sleep pattern. Your fame definitely will be at compromise or at risk. Secondly, your sleep pattern in the house will definitely get disturbed. People will not get a sound sleep, or they may wake up in the middle of the sleep, or even if they go to bed, they stay awake for for hours and then they sleep. So south is a direction of fame and relaxation. So for like example, podcasters like you, social media influencers, actors and film industry related people, or the politicians, for them south is very crucial. That is for fame and name. Those who have fame and name, then they are only able to attract clients. Same goes with the politicians. If the politician is not well known to the society, people will not have faith in him. So south is very crucial in those cases. So washing machine plays a major role over there. So this is how people who are having setups which are rental, they can also get it treated without doing major civil changes. So only thing is they need to get it well analyzed with a consultant or a proper Vastu knowledge holder.
For that washing machine and blacktop, actually, what kind of remedies you
Okay.
suggest? Actually?
These days, marble stickers are also available, or the marble wallpapers are available. They are generally waterproof and oil. So you can paste it. Which color? Green or brown? Just over that. If it is a rental space, okay. It may not sustain for a very long. If it comes out, put it again. Simple thing. Then, if it is a permanent space, simply pasting green or brown color marble over this black will work. So these two things can be done. Pasting a green marble, maybe 6 centimeters, so just paste it as it is over the black marble. That works. If it is a rental one, just put brown or green color marble sticker or marble wallpaper, and then you put your burner. That works. So simple. You don't have to break the.
Oh, you were telling, is it only at the place of burner, below the burner we have to do, or
the complete black surface needs to be covered up. That is the reason I also tell these days, you might have seen the modern kitchens, people are having black color electronic equipments.
Yeah.
Like bigger refrigerators, bigger black color, this microwaves and all this. I always tell
gray color freezers.
Gray color. Now also I tell you one more thing. You are getting these days to see the 4 burners, which is black color. Black color burner. That is also not good. Earlier days, people used to have those steel made. That is one of the best one. I also wanted for myself, and I waited for the right color. And after waiting, I got an orange color burner, which orange color is suitable to the 5 directions. So now I have that one in my place. Otherwise, I always recommend people avoid that black color burner rather than go for the steel made. That is the best one.
When you are suggesting about these colors very strongly, why don't businesses are following these things?
See, it's all the mental setup. Some people think that these sciences doesn't work. So far they have been doing good, so it will continue doing good. Some people don't have faith. Some people have bad experiences in the past. Like a Vastu consultant gave them some tips and suggestions that didn't work for them. People lost faith, or whatever could be the reason. But those who are actually implementing this, whatever way possible, to whatever extent possible, they are getting benefit. Only thing is, the right guidance needs to be given at the right time.
So the solutions which you are telling, actually, the problems and the solutions basically is a small, like, attaching a attaching a green color, and for bathrooms red color tape, you are telling, right?
I mean, as per the direction.
Yeah, as per the direction,
particular colors play a major role.
So these solutions, who have developed these solutions? Basically, the directions is all, you said that Munis, they have developed these things, right? Solutions, who have developed?
Solutions, it has been checked and verified by certain Vastu consultants only, who have thoroughly analyzed, did some research, and found that yes, these things work. Those kind of gurus, our gurus only have given us this thing. But it is not like in fluke. They have observed this. They have done this after practice this for many years. Scientifically, they have figured out why this particular color will work over there, and then only they have given to us. Or now, many people or even many of the consultants are following this because they are getting results in a quick fashion, quick manner. People these days don't have time. Now, if I tell you, sir, you as per the Vastu, you have to shift your toilet. First thing, you have to take a leave of 3 or 4 days. Then you have to arrange for the material. Then you have to arrange for the specialized person who will do this activity. And then it all involves cost, right? But now simply putting these kind of remedies can save a lot of time, effort, and also the problem which you are facing.
Correct.
The problem solution can also be there. So modern approach, modern problems needs modern approach. This is what we have come up with. But they are tested and proven. It is not like it's fluke. Getting results may be delayed to some extent. If the problem is very old kind of thing, you may need some time, because the energy, the orientation of that energy of that particular direction needs time to reorganize. Sometimes that happens, but definitely a result you will get.
How is Indian Vastu different from this Feng Shui and Wabi Sabi of Japanese and Feng Shui of Chinese?
Yes. I don't say they are much different. Majority of them, be it Kabbalah Vastu, which is also being practiced in Africa. I have Muslim student of mine who has confirmed me, sir, about this Vastu, what we are learning. Some of the rules are already there in Quran Sharif. These kind of observations were done in all religions, major part of the religions, but only few got famous till this era. So Feng Shui and Indian Vastu, they are very similar, very much similar. Feng Shui, only thing is Feng Shui deals with 8 directions. We deal with 16 directions. We are diving a little more into the subject. Uh, the one which are for the
Wabi Sabi.
Japanese or the one for the Kabbalah for the African kind of thing, they're also following the same thing. Basically, they are actually following the rules of the nature and the pattern of the celestial bodies, how the moon is working, how the sun is working.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know that whenever the moon is on, it's a full moon night, we have high tides. When it is a low or no moon night, the tides are low. That are the patterns being observed, followed, and with that only they are building their spaces. So Feng Shui, I started my career being a Feng Shui consultant only.
Okay.
My parents are still into the same business, and we all started our career as Feng Shui consultants. We have a deep faith in this subject, and being in India, we took up Vastu also over the years, practiced, learned thoroughly, and we are mixing up our both the things and giving results. Feng Shui, why we started with Feng Shui, I tell you, because Feng Shui came with the concept of no demolition. They Feng Shui said, okay, have a knowledge of the directions, do particular activity in particular directions, but in case you're not able to do particular activity in the right direction, then what? Then they suggested some products, or some animals or some pyramids or whatever it is, some coins, and we kept that. Very common thing which people get to see these days, which is a product of Feng Shui, is the laughing Buddha.
Yeah.
It's a myth that people should wait for someone to gift. No, if no one is gifting, you shouldn't wait. Buy your own. It is a symbol of health and prosperity. And in our Indian culture, the Kuber and the Feng Shui laughing Buddha almost have similar appearances. Almost. They all work in the same way. As per the direction, magnetism, Earth's magnetism, and the movement of the celestial bodies and the Earth rotation, they all follow the same rules of nature. Only the terminologies can be different. That's it. Now you see Japanese people, how progressive they are. Coming to the Southeast nations where the Feng Shui is being followed. Now, say for example, Singapore, how well advanced they are. China, although they are good at reverse engineering, but they're the best now. And of course, there are many other things which they are doing best. So how somehow the other Southeast nations like Vietnam, Bangkok, and all these things, they attracted tourist countries, tourism. They are the tourist hubs, and they are doing well. Although Africa could have done, Pakistan also have seas, the sea, beach, and all these things. They are not able to make that thing. So those who have working with the nature, those who believe in the nature and the movements, they definitely will progress.
So, Mayank, according to the country ways, actually, to our north we have Himalayas, and to the south we have water, and that is the reason actually government has installed a statue of Vallabhai Patels in the Gujarat to the west. So, is that really true?
No,
and I just want to discuss about
installing Vallabhbhai Patel's statue has nothing to do with the Vastu part. But yes, when you consider the overall geography of India, you have the mountains, the Himalayan range in the north, which shouldn't be there. Height should always be towards the southern part. But in India, in the southern part, we have water. Southeast, southwest, we have water. That's the reason. See, there has lot of invasions on India. We still have problems, and it will continue to be. Peace of mind, like Bhutan and all these things, we will never achieve in India because of the geographic setup. But yes, over the time period, with strong government laws and people getting educated, now many things are getting controlled. Many things. But you see, in the past, there were many invasions, many problems, and then we were made under the British rules, under the Mughal rules. We were the slaves. They dominated us. So these kind of things will always happen. Now, still, even being the most progressive countries, one of the most progressive countries, we still have issues on our immediate right and immediate left countries. We still have those issues. So these things will always prevail because we have challenges as per the geographic boundary, having water in the opposite direction, having mountains in the nation. But I tell you, earlier days, if you go to Delhi and you will see Ashoka Stamp. Ashoka pillar. Now, Ashoka pillar, it is found that earlier days, the epicenter of so many earthquakes used to be the Delhi part. In the Delhi, that particular part used to be the epicenter of so many earthquakes.
Okay.
To counter that earthquake center and to keep it pacified, installation of Ashoka pillar was done at that particular point of particular material of particular height. After that, they were able to control. So now imagine at that time when they didn't have any kind of seismographs which used to manage the magnitude of the earthquakes and all these things, they were able to figure out the epicenter. And then they were also able to cater to the problem by installing a big pillar of particular material. and then these things stop. So certain things, Vastu also works not only to your home, but also to the area where you're living, to the city where you're living, as well as the country. Okay, dynamics changes, but rules also are applicable over there. Now, the West is for the profits. In India, the most profitable and most money-minded people comes from the West, Gujarat. Now, the richest man of India also comes from, both the A's come from Gujarat. Okay, so their people by birth have a sense of earning. Hardly you will see these people, community of people of these communities doing jobs. They would prefer doing business and be, their owners of any kind of setups, be small setups. These things comes from there. And Punjab comes in the northwestern part. Now these community has always supported and given their best to the country. Still in the army, we have lot many people who comes from the Sikh community because of the valor, because of the strength. They are always ready to help out people. Northwest is the direction where people help out.
Okay.
That is the direction of support. So the valor comes from these kind of things. Similarly, lot many other states have their own functionalities, and good things come from there. Like this, we have the southern India, where most of the rich culture temples are there. And Tirupati temple is one of the best temple. Why? When you see the architecture of that Tirupati temple, the main deity is facing the east. They have a small pond in the northeast, and when person is praying in front of the deity, he is facing exact west. Exact west. West is the direction of accomplishments of your desires, fulfillment of desires. So when you speak something over there, there are high chances that that desire gets fulfilled. People across the globe are coming over there and visiting this temple. Why? There are particular reasons. So west of southwest, that is between west and southwest, that is the area of savings. And in the Tirupati temple, their savings zone or the saving room is in that particular direction only. That is the reason that is one of the richest temple of India. They are able to hold back the money. So people don't analyze the true essence of this science. But yes, because of the social media, now people are realizing what are the mistakes already they are having as per the construction or the architecture, and people are trying to rectify that.
Mayank, now as you are telling, there are many ready-made solutions actually for any kind of Vastu issues. So these days, I want to talk about three main topics where if there is any problem in the Vastu, that can be treatable. One is health, second is wealth, and family relationships. If possible, let us talk about the growth also in career and.
So let me, you have taken up those kind of topics where people are majorly engrossed mentally,
which are important in a person's life.
So let me first talk the prime wealth, which is the health. So when it comes to Vastu, every organ has some kind of connection with one particular direction. I'm not going to go in depth of that, but I'm going to talk about overall Vastu in terms of health. Ventilation and sunlight is the prime thing in any house. If you're having this in the right quantity, half of your Vastu issues can be taken care of. So first thing is ensure you're having the ample light and ample airflow. Then the damp walls. The dampness in the walls creates health issues and health hazards. These days we also have chemicals in the paints. So when those dampness mixes with these things, it releases gases, and then you tend to fall ill. Coming to particular direction, the overall direction of health, this direction is in between north and northeast. In between north and northeast. That is, we call it north of northeast, NNE. So this particular direction, you need to ensure the few things which I'm going to talk about is not there. Not there. First thing is storage. Storage, I mean to say something which is very heavy or which is not in use but still kept over there. Now, suppose example, people have kept newspapers. Although it's not heavy, but it is not being in use from pretty long time. So any kind of storage needs to be vacated. This area along with northeast, this also needs to be kept very light. Second thing is you must avoid colors, major colors, like in terms of room color or curtains or your furniture. Avoid a family of red and yellow. Red, pink, maroon, purple, orange, or yellow, golden. These kind of colors needs to be avoided. What are this? And of course, third one is an entrance or a toilet. Exactly here, an entrance or a toilet needs to be you must be refraining from. If you have toilet, definitely health will go down over the time period, And after what will happen is, if one person gets recovered, the other person may fall. So this chain will continue. So usage of the medicines will always continue. We have toilet or an entrance over here. Second thing is, the overall height in the northern part should not be higher than the southern part.
Okay.
Overall health. Other thing is, there is a direction called south of southwest, SSW. This is exactly between south and southwest. This direction is primarily responsible for disposal. Now, for example, if in your body, the food that you are taking, if the disposal is not happening properly, the food will start getting stored in your body. That again will lead to lots and lots of issues, health issues, overweight, diabetes, these kind of things. So in south of southwest, you must not be spending your time like sleeping. Considering to be southwest, people think sometimes they are spending time in south of southwest on the bed. So their disposal happens. So disposal of health, wealth, relationships, or even mental stability, psychological stability happens. Also, try avoiding keeping any photo or documents of yours, important documents of yours, in south of southwest. Now coming back to the north of northeast, which is the direction of health. In India, we consider God Dhanvantri as the god of Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So you can install a picture of that
Okay.
particular god, and every Dhanteras you can do the puja. Then you can also install some medicinal plants in this direction. Smaller one is okay, like tulsi or mint, ajwain. These kind of smaller plants, but with medicinal value, can be done. If a person who is ill, he can spend some time over here. But I never recommend anyone to have their bedroom in north of northeast.
Okay.
That is never ever recommended. People who keep their medicines in this direction, what will happen is the directions will, people who keep the medicines in this direction, the medicines works faster. So whatever regular medicines you are taking, have this. One very common issue I would like to talk about is cold and cough. Frequent cold and cough. If you're having an air conditioner somewhere towards the northwest, or if you're having skin issues, dampness in the northwest is the reason. Another issue I would like to take care of, which is common, is diabetes and BP issues, sugar and BP. The area between east and southeast, we call it east of southeast. If you have kitchen over there, thinking to be southeast, if you have installed your burner in the east southeast, or in case thinking east, you have placed the temple in east southeast, because these are very adjacent directions. Now generally in temple, what happens is people put the red. Health, as it is said, is the prime wealth. So north of northeast is the prime direction to be looked into, and have more of water kind of things, water objects. For example, having underground water tank is one of the best directions. Submersible is really good over here. If you are having an parking or underground parking, so have it more towards the northern side. If it is the whole floor, that is okay, but if you want partial parking underground, then it has to be eastern and the northern side. Then water activities like fountains, water activities like swimming pool, these kind of things can be put in this direction to enjoy the health benefits as per Vastu.
Got it.
Now you asked me for the family relationships,
Yeah.
and the rifts that are very common these days. It can be of any reason. Jealousy, person not admiring other person, or whenever a new addition happens in the family, people don't like that. Sometimes it happens, or they're not able to adjust in the new family environment. Today I'm going to talk about 3 primary directions when you have to ensure that the family relationship or the equation is well maintained. So the first thing that is very much important when it comes to stability of any relationship is the thought process. Suppose you and me are brothers, and if we want to have a progressive relation between us, we both need to at least have similar thinking when it comes to major things, when it comes to the family. Okay, for example, if we both are into business, so we must both think for the progress of the business. You handle one situation, I handle one situation, this way. So northeast is one of the prime direction, because it is a direction of thinking, thoughts, analysis. We have lot many ideas around us, but which idea will be beneficial for us, or which idea should we adapt to? And clarity of things also come with northeast. As I've already talked about in the previous questions, northeast has to be clear from any kind of clutter. It has to be clear from any kind of storage, and no toilet, no kitchen. their big nose, and here you can have any photograph where someone is doing meditation. This area need not necessarily be the temple direction, since you can meditate here and connect with the Almighty or the Supreme Authority. So that is the reason it is recommended. It is not necessary, but it's recommended to have temple over here. Okay. And also one more thing, in the northeast temple, avoid usage of red color cloths. In many houses still you will. In fact, I found a red bulb also in the northeast in the temple. Okay. Northeast is a crucial direction for body as well as your house, and red represents fire. If you have red in the northeast, every time your mind will be in some kind of agitation, peaceful mind, and you won't be able to sit back and think. Second direction that I would recommend is southwest. The direction of relationship, actually also the direction of our pitras. So whenever a family is having any issues, first thing is have the pitras in the southwest, their photographs, not in the south but in southwest. Second thing is have a family photo in a golden frame in southwest. Okay. If there is issue between the couples, so couples can also have their photos in the southwest.
Why in the golden frame?
Golden frame because the yellow color or the golden color is the color of earth element, and earth element, this direction also belongs to earth. So yellow is the suitable color over here. So generally you may get yellow frame or golden frame, and golden frame is commonly available. Easily you can have, and particularly if there is a rift between two persons. Say for example, the issue is between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law. Example. So their photograph together also can be put over here, but ensure you're not putting a collage where different pictures are put together. No, it has to be one picture only which is clicked for all the members together. Avoid putting collages. Why? Collages again is you're just putting two pictures together, you're placing two pictures together, but they're not in the same environment. That again, it's quite possible they both have different thinkings. Also, couples who are having issues, suppose the couples are not able to adjust within themselves, lovebirds you get in the gift galleries. Easily you can get lovebirds or any statues, couple statues you can put it in the southwest. If there is lot of issues between the couple, then to calm down and make the environment better for them, what I recommend is take a picture of any size and dip it in a bottle of honey and place it in the southwest. Basically, you're trying to have a sweet environment around.
Before that, we will get ants on that.
No, cover it up, keep it tight. A bottle and don't open that. Put it, dip it. Even if you have to fold the photo, that's okay. Whatever size of honey bottle you take, that's okay. The complete picture needs to get immersed in the honey and put it in the southwest. So this works. Adding yellow colors to the southwest works. So for example, you can have a 0 watt yellow bulb. A 0 watt yellow bulb in the southwest actually helps. Then in the previous topic, I have talked about south of southwest, SSW, which is the direction of disposal. Thinking as master bedroom in the southwest, many of the times it has been found that in spite of having bed in southwest, the bed is in south-southwest, SSW, which is just prior to southwest. So there, if you are sleeping, if the couple is sleeping, there are high chances that the person tends to have bitter relationships, or they lose the essence of any relationship, not only between couple but the overall relationships. So if you are having your photographs, maybe matrimonial certificate or marriage albums or even discs or hard drive these days you get, try having them in the south of southwest. Have it in the southwest. This analysis you can do from the center of your property. Stand the center of the property around 225 degrees is the southwest. Okay. Ensure that you are sleeping there at least your head while sleeping, the head should not be in SSW at least. Okay. That is the maximum you can. Then the third direction which plays a major crucial role is northwest. Northwest is the direction of support. Also, it makes you bankable. Bankable means if I tell you something and I request you just to keep it to yourself, I'm just shared with you because I want to share it with you. I want someone and you are the one I'm trusting. So are you bankable? It makes you bankable. So sometimes what happens is you speak something to a family person and then that family person speaks it with the other family members, and there you lose the trust. And other thing is support. So if the family members start supporting each other or understand the essence of this fact, suppose there is a rift or an argument going on, a generous person, what he'll do is he'll back out of the argument. He will think it's okay, right now it is not the good time, we will talk some other time when both of us are in the right state of mind and in calm state of mind, then we'll discuss. In this way, they will not only be able to hold back the heated argument, but also will be able to save the relationship. Okay, so northwest again is the very crucial direction for family stability, relationship stability. And here what you can do is plants are not at all suitable, neither in the southwest nor in northwest.
Why?
Plants belong to air element,
Mm-hmm.
and air element is anti to earth element, which is having the direction of southwest, and air element is also anti to the space element, and northwest belongs to the space element. So plants or balconies with green mats these days, artificial mats or greeneries, more of greeneries, is to be avoided in the southwest and the north. Plants, if you shift to the eastern side or the northern side, they work well. Okay, even if you want to enhance your connections in the society, just place some non-thorny plants in the east, and you see your connections start growing. And in the northwest, similar to the picture, as I've said, a family picture, you can also put a picture in the northwest.
Okay.
And individual photograph also you can have, so that you can get the right kind of support from the right people at the right time.
Basically, whatever you are telling, the suitable remedies or else
Yes,
what should be there, what should not be
not
there.
be there. Yes.
Everything is like, each direction has some adhipatis
Yes.
and
Yes.
something related to that adhipati.
Adhipatis
Plants
is there.
means air means vayu,
Vayu, yes.
and the fire, carrier of the
Agni,
fire.
yes, yes,
This
yes.
adhipatis belonging things to keep it over there to make that element
Work for
in
them
a person's
in
life
their
to work
favor,
for
yes.
it, right? Is it right?
Yes, yes. And they control that particular direction. These adhipatis or the owners control those directions.
Okay, okay.
So suppose you are a person who likes discipline,
Mm.
and suppose you are a teacher. So you will never ever feel good about any student who doesn't follow discipline. He will get less attention from you. So you have the characteristic of discipline.
Okay.
There is some other person, other teacher who feels like every children must learn something new. So that student will always feel like having the company of those students who are open-minded and want to try new things. So every adhipati has a different characteristic, valor, and they control particular direction. So right activity needs to be done in the right direction.
Got it. So basically, like as a common man, these adhipatis, these all are there, right? Like is it very specific to the Hindu religion in India? I see that only majority of the Hindus care about this Vastu and all the things,
Okay.
but not like Muslim or else Christians follow this.
Any community.
Yeah.
Okay, very well asked this question. I would say we Indians have taken this subject seriously, and it is not like only it will affect people who are in India or even particularly to Hindu community. No, Vastu works for each and every person, each and every land, each and every country or continent you can talk about. Okay, towards the northern hemisphere, the pull of the north will be higher. Towards the southern hemisphere, the pull of the north will be low. The magnitude of the energy will be little low, but the rules remain same. Like for example, if you talk about Muslim community, they consider the direction of Mecca to be very pious. They consider the direction of Mecca to be very pure. So they do many things facing the Mecca, whichever part of the world they are into. So they have a belief system. So as I said, Vastu works with two ways. One, what is there around you. Second, what is there in your mind.
Got it.
So if your mind thinks that, okay, whatever I'm doing, it will work for me, many of times it works for you, because the nature is helping you out. Because
not only in Vastu, anything, if we believe in that, actually that comes.
So Vastu is not religion specific and Vastu is not region specific. It is applicable everywhere.
Sorry, I interrupted you previously. Like we discussed about health, we discussed about this family rifts and everything. Wealth is remaining.
Money. Yeah. Okay, very crucial factor, and everyone is running behind this. So are you and me. Okay. Obviously. Now, money. People have to think. It is like, see, there are many. Through this platform, I would also like to tell there are many people out there on the social media. They're giving remedies where they're saying that do this remedies and money will pour like in rains. You do this remedy and next day Goddess Lakshmi will get impressed and you will get lots and lots of money.
Yeah.
Or Kuber Devta will get impressed and will get lots and lots of money. No, it never happens. Money always comes to you if you want to attract the money in the right way. Vastu cannot help you with money. I mean, earning money. Vastu can help you think how you can earn money. With doing some remedies, money will not come directly to you. But you will think, okay, now I should think in this way, and then this business or this services will work for me, or this product will work for me, and if I sell it in the market in this particular region, in this particular market, then it may fetch me profits and then I can earn money. This is how Vastu helps. Okay, so coming to money, it is very crucial factor, and people have to understand that nothing can happen overnight. You have to have some actions to earn that money, and whether it's a quick money or long-term money, all depends on your action. I can help you out with the directions. So north is the direction of incoming money, opportunities. So say for example, if you are a student, you have completed your graduation and now you want to enter into the business world, you want to grab a job, you have suppose you have interviewed and you got 3 or 4 companies you got through. Now you will figure out which company is better in terms of work culture as well as the amount that they are giving you. Then you will choose the one which you think is suitable for you. So this is what Vastu can help you. It can generate opportunities for you. But which opportunity to grab, that depends on you. Vastu cannot help you with grabbing the opportunity. It is your mindset who has to understand your capability.
Yeah.
And so north, as it belongs to the water element, so any kind of pits or digging thing are good over here. Blue color kind of objects, furniture, color, paints, curtains and all these things will work for you. And having Kuber Devtas, which is the direction of north, so having an idol of Kuber Devta of brass material, you can keep it over there.
Okay.
But you don't need to do the puja of Kuberji ki puja. You don't, I mean, it is never recommended. Then water fountains. So these days you also get artificial water fountains. You can have it installed it and they're at your home. And money plant in a blue bottle works absolutely fine. Glass bottle, not the plastic one. This is what you can do. An infinity symbol. Infinity symbol, if it is placed in the north with black color or blue color, works well. Then the other direction is southeast. Southeast, how it can help you? It will help you hold the money which you have already earned. And then when you have the ample money, then only you can think of investing or multiplying. Simple way is just put it in the bank. If you don't need to put it in the bank, do the FD, it will multiply to some extent. But if you have the knowledge and the courage to invest that money into some profitable business, then you can make money n number of folds depending on the capability you have. So southeast is the money, is the direction to hold back the money as well as getting the money back from the market. Suppose you are selling out products in the market and the retailer or wholesaler is giving you money in chunks. So even if it is in chunks, you get the regular money from the market. They don't delay the money payments, because if your payment is delayed, your operations, the money which you need for the daily operations, that will get stuck. And you won't be able to conduct your business with a free intention. This is one of the directions. Then we have west. West is the direction of profits. So whatever deals you are taking up, it turns out to be profitable to you. West is the best direction. So having, not having plants over there and having white colors or gray colors in the west is always beneficial. Okay. And coming to colors, I would also like to mention that cream, off-white, these are the two colors which are universally neutral. And you can use it anywhere. Okay. Without a second thought. Other colors, they needs to be verified which direction you want to apply. Like blue colors cannot go to the Agni directions, that is southeast. Red colors cannot come to the water directions, that is north. These things needs to be verified. So these are the three things which I have talked about. One another direction I would like to mention here is north of northwest. That is just immediately left to the north, and it is in between north and northwest. So this direction is for attraction. So your business needs attraction. Now you are a podcaster, your channel needs attraction of the people. Someone is a politician, he needs attraction. So this again belongs to water element, and keeping your company's logo or your flyers or visiting cards here, or even if you sit here, definitely there will be an attraction on your work or on your product or services that you are delivering to the market. Got it. Or logo color also matters. That's a very separate thing. We can talk about some other thing, but having a good logo in the north of northwest will actually work in your favor in terms of business attention. So these 4 directions actually work for your money. As such, all 16 directions work for the money. Right now, the prime ones I have talked about. But other things like, for example, east. You need connections in the market these days. You cannot do anything all alone. Yeah. So to build up connections, you need east. So simply putting plants in the east or green or brown colors in the east actually helps. But all these directions that I have talked about, toilet, septic tank, or the dustbin, if it is found in these directions, definitely the characteristic goes down. The effect of these directions goes down. And then one way or the other, you feel the lack of funds or the lack of money actually which you can utilize. There are many people who are earning money, but they're utilizing it only to pay the bills or for the family. They're not enjoying themselves.
Got it.
So these are the somehow, even if you have money, you're not able to utilize it well.
Mayank, like recently when I was researching, I got to know like there is a pyramid in this Vastu, also pyramid concept, and that pyramid in the bottom it should have 53 degrees and 51 degrees to the top. Keeping that brings some luck or something, and there are some yantras also to keep it actually. Like how far these things are acceptable and believable.
Okay. So your question has two parts. One is the pyramids and another is the yantras, which we commonly get to see in many of the people keeping it in the lockers or temples or in their offices and lockers. So let me first talk about the yantras. Yantras basically, it is a grid having particular combination of numbers in a pattern, and actually these days people get it very easily. You go to this puja shops which sells lot many such things. You can get a yantra, and this even this pandits or pujaris also do the puja and ask you to install it or keep it in your temple or locker wherever it is. Actually, to have this yantra, there is a specific procedure. First, the timing is very important. It should be made in front of the person for whom you're making it on a particular day, seeing the auspiciousness of the day. Then on which material you are using it. Generally, earlier days it used to be bhoja patra, where the leaf is particularly dried up. The green thing is gone. You have the transparent thing left. Chlorophyll is gone, and on that with a particular ink, the this thing was made. Yantra was made. Nowadays you get to see on plates, particular gold plate, copper plate, brass plate, or sometimes even aluminium plates. I don't know to what extent they would work, but the actual way of having installation of these things is you make it manually on particular date, and as per the nakshatra you belong to for that particular thing, that also needs to be verified and checked. And then the puja needs to be done now. That is the activation procedure. After that, you put it wherever it is asked. Even papers are good. You will see many houses or offices where the this yantra is made on a piece of paper, and people have framed that paper and put it.
Okay.
In many of the shops, you will find that. So certain kind of papers also can be taken into consideration. But directly going to the market and just purchasing it and putting it in your temple or locker, I think that will not solve the purpose. Okay. Second thing is you talked about the pyramids. Pyramids generally you get 4-sided or 3-sided. Now the tip, we have a tip, and the base is a flat base.
Hollow also we have.
Sometimes we have the hollow part, sometimes you have the filled one. These days in the market you will also get to see that raisin kind of pyramid, where inside there are some auspicious things, and they have covered it with the raisin in the form of a pyramid. Sometimes there is Sri Yantra, or this kind of auspicious things are there.
Some letters are written.
Letters are written on all these things, and it is being sold. It's not worth it. Pyramid basically has the power to amplify a particular direction's characteristic magnitude by 108 times.
Okay.
Pyramid. That is the reason when you find the actual pyramids in the Egypts, they are very powerful and still stable. The top of the temples in India, you will find them in a pyramid shape. Why that shape is there? Why not any other shape? It is said that with that, when the sunlight falls on that Gopi, it enters through that particular channel, particular small hole, and it directly falls on the DT. You are restricting the sunlight directly on the DT. Okay. Which is there. So pyramid has the capability to amplify 108 times the power. So generally the pyramid should be utilized when you're doing the Bhumi Pujan or before the construction to energize the land and get the best out of that land, the energies wise. After that, I'm seeing many people, they are putting the pyramids inside the walls, standing wall, they're putting it inside, or just digging some areas and putting it. Those are actually wrong activities, because you are trying to activate that particular direction. But what when the energy goes beyond 108 times? Suppose your body wants vitamin C. You have certain dosage. But what if you take overdose? It will create effect. Pyramids also does the same thing. If more number of pyramids are being used, or if it is used in that direction which it is not required, it will disturb the overall harmony of that direction. When we give remedies of pyramid, what we tell them, put it in of a particular material, put in a particular direction, use it for 3 or 4 times till the time you think your problem has solved. Once that is solved, pack it up, maybe with any piece of paper or cloth, something, put it back. Don't use that again. If some similar kind of situation occurs, then use it again.
Okay.
But we never ask people to use it all time
Permanent.
because at one point of time the energy will shoot up, which will be more than the required in that
Cool.
premises, and then the harmony will get disturbed.
Okay.
So pyramid is a very crucial kind of remedy, I would say. People don't have much knowledge on this, and they are blindly, giving it to the clients, or clients without even knowledge, they're just buying it from online or whatever sources and utilizing it. Maybe they get some temporary results, but for the long run, if it is not treated well or not handled well, in the long run, this will create issues.
Yeah, Mayank, all these things actually which you have said till now, what we have discussed as a consultant, like where did you got to know these things? Do you have any specific courses that colleges teach, or where
Okay.
did you learn actually?
Okay. My parents started off this consultation. First kind of education that I got is from them only, seeing them and then observing them. Of course, this is a curious kind of subject. So, as I said, we started off with Feng Shui. So, with Feng Shui, I used to figure out how this particular product works, what is the technicality behind this. That got some interest. Then I got trained under some gurus. I've done the courses from various parts of the country, I would say.
Okay.
So there are multiple level of courses for this particular subject. Now the government certified courses are also available.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Proper 3 years and 2 years and 3 year courses are available under certain universities, affiliated universities. So people who want, they can have the proper knowledge, authentic knowledge. For my case, I say I'm a learner.
Okay.
Because every case that I handle give me some kind of learning.
Yeah.
Because theory and practicality not always goes hand in hand.
Yeah, true.
Okay, but yes, it took me a long time to actually get trained with the basics, I would say. And then so far, after 14 years, I'm here and catering my services to the clients not only in India but globally.
Got it. Thanks, Mayank. Thanks for coming to HatkeStory Podcast.
Thank you for your invitation, and it was a lovely conversation you had, and I appreciate the kind of questions that you have taken up. This is very technical and eye-opener, I would say.
Yeah. So as we discussed now about this Vastu and all the technical things, I strongly suggest don't blindly follow any blind practices of Vastu. Analyze it, technically analyze it, think of that, and if you really want, consult any kind of Vastu consultant and someone, if you believe in that, and you think like you want to do something. But I strongly say don't blindly follow and do any kind of reconstruction. These all things, you don't do anything. What do you say?
Yeah, that is what I also agree to his. Do not blindly follow remedies or tips which are being shared in the market through the social media. Analyze it, see the technicality, and it should not be a myth. And if it is doable, do it, and you yourself see the results.
Thanks, Mike.